All right, welcome back, everyone. Today, we're doing something a little different. We're going to pull back the curtain and take a look at a full day in the life of Nicholas Alexander Benson, using his own logs from September 16th, 2025. You're about to see how a single dream can fuel an entire day of creation. So, what really fuels a creative mind for an entire day? For those of you who follow the Nickabenson channel, you see the output, but today we're going to dig into the engine itself, where the ideas spark, how they get processed, and what makes it all click. For Nicholas, the creative journey kicks off way before the sun is even up. It all starts in the world of lucid dreaming. And this isn't just random sleep, folks. This is a conscious dive into a world he's actively building. Check this out. This is the very first line from his dream journal, logged at 4:30 in the morning. This tells you everything. He's not just having a dream. He is intentionally entering a dream world he's been crafting for months. He's not just a passenger here, he's the pilot. So let's meet the crew. When he goes into this dream world, it's not some new random landscape every single night. No, it's a persistent universe with a recurring cast of characters. You've got Johnson, the goldfish in an astronaut suit, and even a floating brain made of purple light. Each one has a role to play in this inner world. And all of these dreams, they happen inside this huge concept he calls the storyverse. It's the foundation for so much of his work. Think of it like a multiverse, where every possible story is its own little bubble universe. It's a seriously ambitious framework. Okay, so he has these wild dreams, but then what? How does that actually turn into the stuff we see on his channel? Well, for Nicholas, a dream isn't just a fleeting thing. It's the raw material that feeds a whole creative factory for the rest of the day. So the main event in today's dream was an encounter with a trio of, women made of green glowing slime, and they're wearing these shiny white pop idol outfits. But here's the twist. They live in a world of thought-reactive goo, which is also toxic waste that they have to feed on. And it doesn't take long for this dream to become something tangible. By 7:44 a.m., it's already a song. The lyrics totally capture the core conflict, the idea that his team's creative fun was literally draining the life out of these slime women. And this is where it gets really meta. On his Dreamcast podcast, his AI creative partner Gemini Nova analyzes the dream and basically calls him out. Nova sees the dream as this powerful metaphor for creative burnout, that the act of creating can sometimes consume the very inspiration it comes from, that fun has a cost. And, of course, this creative process isn't happening in a vacuum. He puts his work out there on platforms like StoryNext, where he gets feedback from other creators on his comics, like Invisible War. It creates this awesome feedback loop that just fuels even more ideas. Just stop and think about that for a second. One single dream from 4:30 in the morning becomes a song, reference art, a comic, and an animated episode, all within a single day. That is an absolutely incredible creative pipeline. All right, so beyond making his own stuff, a big part of his day is just diving deep into other worlds, engaging with pop culture and RPGs, which you can totally see feeding back into his own work. And yeah, he's a huge fan, just like us. So throughout the day, he's keeping tabs on the latest news, like all the juicy details of this upcoming Marvel/DC crossover, and he's analyzing every little piece of how they're going to pull it off. And it's not just comics. A huge chunk of his evening was spent geeking out over new rules for one of his favorite hobbies, the Marvel Multiverse RPG. You can just see the gears turning in his head the moment he saw these new iconic item rules. And he doesn't just read the rules, he immediately puts them to the test. This isn't just some casual reading, it's full-on theory crafting. Look at this. He's laying out a step-by-step guide to building the perfect little companion bot, breaking down exactly how to combine powers to get the best result. On top of all that, he ran not one, but 2 different role-playing sessions with his AI, Gemini Nova. And look at the difference. On one hand, he's playing this meta cosmic being in the Marvel universe. On the other, he's a crystal warrior out for revenge in a Dragon Ball setting. The range is just awesome to see. So after a day that is just packed to the brim with lucid dreams, creating media, and these deep dives into other universes, what actually sticks with him? What makes the highlight reel at the end of it all? And here they are, in his own words. And it's such a perfect mix, isn't it? You have the completely surreal, the slime pop idols,
right next to something tangible and personal, walking for charity, shipping a creative project, and just hanging out with family and his AI partner. It really is the whole picture.
You know, this whole cycle, dreaming, creating, playing, sharing, it's the engine that runs the entire Nickabenson channel. It's a nonstop factory of creativity. And it just leaves you wondering, what kind of weird and wonderful world is he going to dream up for us tomorrow?